Okay, I haven't done this in a while, but let's go. This is Urban Knowledge, whether you're listening to the audio on SoundCloud or you're watching the clips on YouTube. I'm glad you're checking us out. And I've got a special guest with me today, Little Jase from Melbourne, rapper. He's been doing his thing for a long time, and I came across some of his stuff on YouTube, and I was just a fan instantly because it sort of reminded me of that sort of old school vibe. The a lot of people say the golden era of hip hop is the '90s, and I feel like Jace represents that and so much more. So I appreciate you for joining me, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, for
That's
sure,
awesome.
man. Yeah, man. So you mentioned recently that your radio interviews is one of your favorite things to do as an artist. Why is that?
Um, I just think that I don't know. I guess that I just believe my story is quite interesting, so I'm always kind of eager to tell it.
Hmm.
And I never really get to do that unless it's on my music.
Sure.
But you only get like 3 minutes or 4 minutes, whatever the song is, and you don't really get into the. I guess the thing is really is that the way that I've always found that I always connect with every artist that I support and follow is really when I get to know them off outside of the music. When I
Hmm.
get to know the person behind the music, that's when I really connect with my artist. So that's what I feel like is missing a lot here in our scene is that we don't really know the people behind the music. We see their music, we hear it, but there's that disconnect because it's like, oh, that was a cool song and that was cool, but I don't know anything else about the guy or girl. So I think a big missing piece is these things. So I jump at every chance I get so that whoever would see this will connect with me and because you could actually like someone before you know their music. So they might come across this and be like, "Oh, this guy's a rapper. He's really cool." If that's what they think, and then they go to the music and they're already fans before they even hear the music. So it's a big component in what I'm trying to do in building my career. So and I love opening up and sharing my story.
Right. And what? Because you mentioned some artists that you like to connect with. Who are some of those artists that you connect with on a music level as well as on a personal level? I guess you know.
Two of my probably first and foremost would be like Nas and Jay Z.
Hmm.
They're uh, my two top rappers that I connect with because of their upbringing,
Hmm.
because of the things that they experienced. I relate to a lot of it. So, and then to where they've gone and where they've taken it is exactly where I want to go.
Yeah.
So I kind of look at them and I kind of use them as motivation and a blueprint for what I'm trying to do. So with them, I connect and relate to a lot. I relate to a lot, like yeah, probably a bit too much. So
Right. And I was just listening to Nas's "I Gave You Power," and the fact that he was rapping from the perspective of a gun, like man, like his
yeah,
lyrics and his storytelling is just phenomenal, man.
that's one of the greatest songs ever.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man. And yeah, man. Recently, you opened up for YG, man. How'd that all come about, man?
I actually was uh, my one of my he's like a very good family friend of mine, and he was connected with Penny Promotions,
Hmm.
and he knew the head guy there, Chris, and he basically was like, he knows what I'm doing. He knows that I'm all in at the moment. He was like, bro, you want to do YG? And I was like, for sure. Sat down with Chris from Penny Promotions, and we made it happen. That was it. It was, and I'd known Chris here and there too, so it was good to finally sit down with him, and that's how that YG Support Act came about.
Yeah, and is it difficult to, I guess, go through a whole bunch of collection of your songs and freestyles, and try to pick a strong set list from the content that you've put out already, and maybe some of the stuff that you haven't released already.
Uh, it is because like I don't have a lot of new stuff,
Right.
so sometimes I'm like, and like I do now. Like I just finished my second slice, which is the second slice in the slice series. But I don't have a lot of. Sometimes my stuff is a little bit, maybe a little bit more old school, maybe. And when I'm doing a support act, I'm like, okay, it's YG. This is his kind of music.
Mm.
find something that narrows it down for me, because I don't go and go, oh, I'm going to perform my songs. I'm like, how can I get which songs do I have that are going to suit that event and suit that crowd? Right. So that's how I go about it. So it's not that difficult. That kind of narrows it down for me. I'm like, all right, so this and this and these are the songs, and I kind of have the same ones at the moment that I always do, because I always end up in the same kind of genre or kind of like the field of, it's YG, or it's Onyx, or it's Bone Thugs and Harmony, or it's Outlaws. It's kind of gangster rap.
Yeah.
So I end up there. So I kind of know what I'm going to do from there, and it's not that hard. But I definitely want to make a lot more music, because I'm going to do a lot more support acts, and I want to have a lot more variety so that I can pull out more variety of tracks.
Gotcha. Yeah, because like if you're opening up for YG, like I guess people are expecting you to do like a rap over mustard beats, pretty much. But I know that isn't necessarily your thing. I'm sure you could do it, but I guess you got to adjust.
I haven't done it, but I was like, oh, I need to do some, because there are a lot of actual tracks that I would rock on, but I just haven't done them. I haven't got around to them. So I do want to do some of that, so I have some of that in my catalog to be like, oh, so this is YG, cool. I got some tracks that are really like that, so I can go out there and connect with the audience more.
Sure.